Psycho Princess was born straight in the classroom while Sophie and I were researching about properties that were from public domain. And we came across the idea of the princesses, and Sophie said, oh, hey, why don't we twist them? And we came up with this idea of calling them Psycho Princesses, so it was just to take the original stories and to just bring them to the dark side.
For an EBM student, learning how to work with and develop intellectual property is absolutely critical. It's at the heart of everything that they do. That one little nugget of content that drives the industry, that makes the audience want to come and buy the Xbox, buy the album, it all comes down to IP.
I believe it has a lot of potential because it's a way princesses have never been actually seen like, which they're kind of evil. They're not so friendly at all. They're more like an anti-hero now. They kill and there's blood and they get their hands dirty. And the Prince Charming is not so charming anymore. And we just bring this all together, and I believe there's a lot of potential there to market.
It starts with the story. Everything starts at that very sort of basic level. And for the producers, they have to be able to converse in a story setting with writers and directors. And really that's what all of the conversations, all the decisions come back to. Is this the story? What's the story about? What's the theme? All of that kind of content. And as the students are sort of champions of this IP, they need to be able to break it down into those most basic elements of what makes it compelling, what's made this content last over, some of this stuff thousands of years.
The story of Cinderella is taking her power back from the prince.
What happens is Cinderella comes in and I'm having this grand ball and she interrupts it looking for her slippers.
Where is that line? Cheating! Backstabbing!
The slippers represent power in the kingdom, and she demands to have the slippers back. So he then has to put the slippers on her. And as each slipper goes on, you could feel her power, the transference of power.
It was all about empowering women, taking advantage, of course, of this twisted psycho situation.
And by the end of it, she kills me.
She just cuts his head off, walks over to the guard, says, want a job? And they walk out of the room.
Compendium always goes the extra mile. We could be doing a guy and a girl in a coffee shop for 4 days, whatever. No, let's have fight scenes and fire and have people turn into demons. I mean, that's what this is all about. This is like pushing the limit and doing things that you wouldn't normally do in film school, which is epic.
When we first chose the script, we knew that we were facing the hell of a challenge.
Go big or go home, that was our motto. So we had the palace, we had dancers, we had 3 fight scenes, which were very challenging.
And I think this is not just a student film. We have over 60 people, which is very challenging to managing them and scheduling and budgeting everything.
And this is part of their experience here in Indiana, is to really put together this film and manage the logistics and manage the creative.
And we had to deal with that to bring us to this day today.
Okay, here we go.
70 people on set, extras, dancers, background performance. We have knife fights, we have blood, we have 2 cameras. So production-wise, budget-wise, management-wise, was a hell of a deal.
Cinderella's nice because it's a little different. This one's going to be a little bit more touch of theater. We found something that was overdone but still really sensual, something that would really draw you in, that was exciting to look at.
We got to work with a fight coordinator, Braun, who is amazing, fun to work with. Basically what happens is Cinderella comes at me with a dagger, and there's a few moves. I disarm her, I cut her, and then I let go. The visual effects in this one is actually really cool. Eventually, Cinderella gets me on my knees. We have a little talk. She turns and she cuts my head off.
We're gonna try 2 different things. One is wrapping the actor green screen, and then Cinderella is gonna lift up his head, so we have to see the neck and bones and very gory look.
Peter knew exactly what he wanted, and he has pushed us to where he's getting what he wants.
Working with Peter is great. He's our mentor, our friend, our director, and also our teacher. So he wears many hats, and he pushed us to the limit.
We've been working together for about a month and a half, 2 months now, and I said to them, it's like, get us to this day, and they've done that. They've done a fabulous job to get us, and that's really the key.
When you are responsible for the work of dozens and dozens of people, not only peers but industry professionals, it puts a tremendous burden and a tremendous expectation on the students to perform at a level that is of industry standard.
Our relationship with Peter and all our team was based on trust, and he trusts us as much as we trust him. And yeah, today, so said, we delivered, he delivered.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We have an amazing show. Everybody.
It is a spectacular lesson for the EBM students because it's one that they can immediately apply to the development of their own properties, whether it's a film or a TV series or even an album or a band that they're trying to develop. Every property has that complete life cycle, and they've gone through that once before successfully.
This is an important portfolio piece for us because it is our first short film here at VFS, and it really tests our strength and our knowledge of what we learned in this course.
This is not just a short film, this is an IP that we're producing.
We're talking about transmedia, we're talking about marketing, we're talking about taking this product out into the market and take the most out of it. I believe that to pull this kind of project out in time, on budget, will really help us out in our professional careers. And that's our biggest challenge, is we're building our reputation here, our careers.